Okay, today we're going to read about Curious George, okay? This book is called Curious George Flies a Kite. This is a kite, okay? And he flies the kite. All right. This is George. He lives in the house of the man with the yellow hat. Okay? The man with the yellow hat. This is the man with the yellow hat. All right? George is a little monkey. And all monkeys are curious. But no monkey is as curious as George. That is why his name is Curious George. All right? Makes sense? Curious George. I have to go out now, said the man with the yellow hat. The man with the yellow hat has to leave. Be a good little monkey till I come back. Have fun and play with your new ball. Play with your new ball. Okay? But do not be too curious. Do not be too curious. And the man went out. Do you think that George is going to follow this advice? I think he's not. I think George is always too curious. But we'll see. It was a lot of fun for George to play with his big new ball. A lot of fun. The ball went up, and George went up. And the ball went down, and George went down. The ball went down, George went down. George played with the ball. George could do a lot of tricks with his ball too. Look, here's a trick. Here's a trick. Here's a trick. He's doing tricks. This was one of the tricks. He could get up on the ball like this. He walked on top. He balanced on top of the ball. Or do it this way with his head down. George balanced on top of the ball upside down. Upside down. This is right side up, upside down. Wow. This was another trick George could do. He could hold the ball on his head like this. Look, George balanced the ball on his head. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I cannot do that. I can't. That's too hard. Look, no hands. What a good trick. But where did the ball go? Where did the ball go? George ran after it. The ball had gone into another room. It went through the door. See that? There was a big window in the other room. George liked to look out of that window. He liked to look out of the window. He could see a lot from there. He could see a road, bushes, a fence, right? He let the ball go and looked out. There we go. He looked out. Oh, wow. Look at all this. There's a house, a wall, trees, a lake. Oh, wow. George could see Bill on his bike. There's Bill. Bill on his bike. And the lake with a boat on it. Oh, that's a tiny boat right there. George could see a big house in a little garden and a little house in a big garden. So look, a big house in a little garden. This is the yard of the house. It's a garden or a yard. This is the little house in a big yard, a big garden. But who lived in the little house? George was curious. Who could live in a house that was so little? Who lived in the little house? George had to find out. Uh-oh. Now here's the problem. George left. He left. That's not good. George had to find out. So he went to the big garden. Big garden. The garden had a high wall, but not too high for a monkey. George got up on the wall. It's not too high for a monkey because George can climb. He can climb anything. George can climb anything. Look, the birds were watching George. And all he had to do now was jump down. Whee! So George jumped down into the big garden. And there's a squirrel. The squirrel says, "What the? A monkey!" And there's grass, there's flowers. Great. Now, he could take a good look at the little house. Take a good look means look at it, but closer. Look closer. Take a good look. And what did he see? A big white bunny. A bunny. And a lot of little bunnies. A big white bunny and a lot of little bunnies. George looked and looked and looked. He looked for a long time. Bunnies were something new to him. How funny they were! So bunnies were something new to him means he had never seen bunnies before. He'd never seen them. It was the first time George saw bunnies. The big bunny was Mother Bunny. There's Mother Bunny. She was as big as George. But the little bunnies were so little that George could hold one of them in his hand. One bunny. And that is what he wanted to do. George wanted to hold a little bunny in his hand. Okay. How could he get a bunny out of the house? A house must have a door to get in and to get out. That's true. Every house has a door. But where was the door to the bunny house? Oh, there it is. There's the door. George put his hand in and took out a baby bunny. Uh-oh. George took out a baby bunny. What fun it was to hold a baby bunny. So fun. And the bunny did not mind. Did not mind means the bunny didn't care. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't scared. It wasn't angry. It didn't bite. It was okay. It did not mind. It didn't mind. It sat in his hand, one ear up and one ear down, and looked at George, and George looked back at it. George looked back at it. The bunny looked at George. George looked back. Now, he and the bunny could play in the garden. They could play a game. They could play Get the Bunny. Get the Bunny, that's not a real game. It just means George wants to chase the bunny, run after the bunny. George would let the bunny hop away, hop, 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 hop away, and then he would run after it to get it back. George put the bunny down. He put the bunny down. Then he looked away. 1, 2, run! The bunny was off like a shot. So a shot, off like a shot means it went really fast. Okay? Off like a shot means it went fast. The bunny ran away. Boom! George did not look. Now he had to wait a little. 1, 2, so he covered his eyes. He covered his eyes and he waited. 1, and he counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, he waited. Then George looked up. Where was the bunny? He could not see it. Where was it? Where's the bunny? Where had it gone? George looked for it here, and he looked for it there. He could not find it. There's a bird. There's a snail. There's a snail, but where's the bunny? Where was the bunny? It could not get out of the garden, right? Because there's a big wall. So it couldn't go over the wall, no. It could not get up the wall the way George could, because bunnies can't climb. It could not fly away like a bird. Couldn't fly away. It had to be here, but it was not. The bunny was gone, and all the fun was gone too. So George he's not having fun anymore. He's sad. Oh, look at George. George sat down. He had been a bad little monkey. Why was he so curious? Why did he let the bunny go? Look. Bad monkey, the bird said. Bad monkey. Now he could not put it back into the bunny house where it could be with Mother Bunny. So George couldn't put the bunny back in the house. Oh, Mother Bunny. George looked up. Why, that was it. Mother Bunny could help him. Uh-oh. Really? Mother Bunny could help? George got up. He had to have some string. Maybe, so string is this. This is string. Maybe there was some in the garden. Yes, there was a string, and a good one too. A good string. Probably because it's long and it's strong. It's not gonna break. No, it's not gonna break. George took the string and went back to the bunny house. All right, he went back to the bunny house. Oh my goodness, look at that. Mother Bunny was at the door. Mother Bunny was at the door. George let her out. He opened the door and he let her out and put the string on her. So George tied the string around the bunny's neck. This is something that we do with dogs. With dogs, we give them a leash. It's called a leash. It's a rope tied to the dog's collar. It's a leash. So George made a leash for the bunny. Mother Bunny knew what to do. Oh, that's good. Mother Bunny knew where to go to find the baby bunny. Away she went with her head down and her ears up. Head down, ears up. All George could do was hold the string and run after her. All George could do. So he just held on and he ran after her. Okay? And then Mother Bunny sat down. She saw something. And George saw it too. Look, something white that looked like a tail. Like the tail of the baby bunny. That is a tail. Look, here's a tail, Mother Bunny's tail. There's the baby bunny's tail. Does George have a tail? No, George doesn't have a tail. And that is what it was. But where was the rest of the bunny? Well, I'm pretty sure the rest of the bunny is in the tree. So it's in the tree. It was down in a hole. Yep, a hole. This is a hole in the tree. A bunny likes to dig a hole. Dig. Dig. Or bunnies dig like this. To dig. And then go down and live in it. A bunny likes to dig a hole and then go down and live in it. But this bunny was too little to live in a hole. It should live in a bunny house. It's too little to live in a hole. So George got hold of the little white tail. Got hold of means he grabbed. He grabbed the tail, got hold of, and pulled the baby bunny out. Shoom! He pulled out the baby bunny. Then they all ran back to the bunny house. All ran back to the bunny house. George did not have to put a string on the baby bunny. Look, he put a string on the mother bunny, string, but not on the baby bunny, because the baby bunny followed the mother. It ran after its mother all the way home. All the way home. George took the string off Mother Bunny and helped them back into the house. So he took the string off. Took the string off. All right. Look, there's the bird again. Then Mother Bunny, Mother Bunny, and all the little ones lay down to sleep. They went to sleep. George looked at them. It was good to see the baby bunny back where it should be. And now George would go back to where he should be. So George is going home. He's going back home to his house. When he came to the wall, he could see something funny in back of it. That's weird. In back of it, that doesn't sound normal. I would say behind it. In back of it? No, no, but behind it. I say behind the wall. George got up on the wall to find out what it was. He got up